viral.
That podcast is cursed. Call her daddy. Any woman go on there. I didn't even put the setting together, but now they in the car. But everybody in the car like, yeah, leave her. And she studied like, they keep criticizing me. Like, yeah, just walk off. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Welcome to SNL TV, where we look at the most funny and interesting things on the internet. And today we're going to be reacting to Steph Curry's wife won't stop embarrassing him. I'm lllucyd, and we don't have S of the SNL TV in here today. Right now he's in New York, his homeland, doing some weird stuff out there, looking at naked people, because that's what he was doing. But I kept seeing a lot of people looking at Ayesha Curry again. Like I started seeing Ayesha Curry popping up again, and I'm like, what has this lady did this time? How is she disrespecting Wardale again? Like, so I was like, usually I don't be looking at these topics like that. I try to stay out of relationships type stuff, but I was like, bump it. I don't got my man Sim in here, and I wanted to get something out quick, and I saw this popping up and trending and stuff, so I was like, you know what, bump it, and I'm gonna give it a try. So yeah, we're gonna be reacting to this, and we're gonna get right on into it. Let's go.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. Want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Before we dive into today's video, I need you guys to understand something. This isn't just another drama video. What we're about to discuss reveals a pattern that's been building.
Like, it's so sad. I don't even know if he knows, but like, to sit right here in front of this pastor and know you don't even want to get married and still get married. Like, I feel like in this day and age, I don't really know, because I ain't married and nothing like that, and I ain't had too many partners, but I feel like at least what I be seeing on the internet, women won't do this right now. They won't settle, and this ain't even settling, I don't think, but I guess in their mind it's settling because they don't even really like to do. But one woman might see one ick at Steph Curry. He might be too square and just like bump it. I'm not doing it. But it's funny, like, to settle for something just because it's real good. Like you put your standards, like, you got money, you good person, and then you're like, well, I don't like him, but he's a safe option. Like, this is some back in the 60s type jump when women had to get married to even have a credit card. Like, it's just crazy that this is stuff like this is still going on. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Nearly a decade, and the recent comments from Ayesha Curry have reignited a conversation that the NBA world just can't seem to stop having. By the end of this video, you'll understand why so many people are annoyed and frustrated, and more importantly, you'll see the full picture that most people are missing. So stick around, because this story really has more layers.
And also, before he keep even going, a lot of women be wanting to get married, but not to be married. Like, they be wanting this right here. Like, she might be smiling. I don't know, like, how, like, what she thinking in her head right now. But, like, most women will be up in joy doing backflips down the aisle because they getting married. And I think it's like a status thing, because, like, you know, ooh, I found a man to get married, and other girls that they around not get married or something like that. Or maybe their friends are getting married and they not, so they like, oh, gotta get married, and then they get married or something like that. You ain't even taking into consideration if you like to do. You're just like, well, good job, good, okay guy, might as well get married. You know, my friends get married, like stuff like that. It's just really, really crazy to sit up here and just like, I just think that's what women go through anyway, a lot of times.
Before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to get the latest NBA news. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Let's set the stage. Just a few days ago, clips from Ayesha Curry's August 2025 appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast started going viral.
That podcast is cursed. Call Her Daddy. Any woman go on there, just know she about to say what's real. I don't know if they be getting these women drunk. Every time the women get off that podcast, oh my God, when they spit their real mind, boy, them women start getting ridiculed because they start saying the most craziest stuff. Like, I forget what past ones that be going on when they go on that on this podcast, but I'm pretty sure there's some clips out there. I might not put none up, but yeah, every time I hear about somebody going on the Call Her Daddy podcast, a woman, they come off there a bit having the craziest takes and getting clipped out the wazoo.
In these clips, Ayesha Curry opened up about her marriage to Steph Curry in a way that left a lot of people scratching their heads. She went viral for admitting that marriage and kids were just never part of her original
That shit, they look so corny.
plan. And this is exactly what she said.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it.
Now, on the surface, that might not seem like a big deal. As you evolve as a person, plenty of people change their mind about what they truly want in life, especially when life throws many different situations and circumstances in front of you. But here's where it gets interesting.
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice.
Social media immediately exploded. Even I thought that these comments were crazy. Can you imagine what her daughter's gonna think when she grows up and actually sees this podcast? Thousands of comments poured in with people saying that she sounded ungrateful, that she was embarrassing Steph again, and that she should appreciate the incredible life she has. One viral comment read, "She's still married to Steph? It sounds like she's divorced." Even rapper Killer Mike chimed in on Instagram, commenting that Steph doesn't deserve this embarrassment. Now, Steph Curry himself actually responded to Killer Mike, defending his wife and saying, "You're better than that, stay in your lane, and let God keep blessing me like he is. We're good over here." Killer Mike later apologized, admitting that it wasn't my damn business. But here's the thing, and this is what we really need to talk about.
He's saying stay out his business, but your wife is constantly putting your business out there. At that point, not saying it is his business, but I get to comment, nigga, like, what are you talking about? Your wife is out here, they're talking about you crazy all the time, or talking about your marriage crazy all the time, and now stay in your lane. Tell you, I was about to say something crazy, but it don't make sense.
This isn't Ayesha Curry's first rodeo when it comes to controversial public comments. In fact, she's been making headlines for questionable remarks about her marriage and her husband for years. And to really understand why people are so frustrated this time around, we need to go back and look at the full story. Because this latest incident is just the most recent chapter in a much longer story. Let's rewind to June of 2023. I think this is the last time I made a video on this topic. Ayesha appeared on the daytime talk show The Real as a guest. During the segment, a shirtless waiter walked onto the set to serve drinks to the hosts. The other hosts started laughing and making a scene, as you'd expect on a daytime talk show. But here's what caught everyone's attention. Ayesha jokingly pretended to take off her wedding ring as the man approached. She covered her eyes, laughed along with the co-host, and the whole thing was clearly meant to be a joke. But the joke didn't land the way she probably hoped it would. The clip instantly went viral, and NBA fans absolutely roasted her for it. Comments flooded in saying things like she doesn't respect you, and questioning why she would do that on national television when she's married to one of the biggest stars in basketball. Some people defended it as harmless fun, but many others saw it as disrespectful to Steph, especially given that this wasn't her first time making questionable comments about their relationship in public. Now, again, this isn't the only incident, because if it was, maybe people would have brushed it off, but we need to go back even further to 2019, because that's when things really started to get messy. In May of 2019, Ayesha appeared on Jada Pinkett Smith's Facebook show Red Table Talk. And if you're appearing on this show, man, nothing good can come from it. I mean,
that's another one of the podcast. That's the same thing I was just saying. That's another one of the podcast. That one is way more cursed than Call Her Daddy. This one right here, they don't do nothing but make themselves look worse. Even the hosts. You go on that podcast, just know the clips that's coming out of there are not going to be good.
The show where Jada Pinkett Smith famously said that she had an entanglement with one of her son's friends to her husband, Will Smith.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain.
Ayesha appears alongside Steph's mom, Sonia Curry, and during this appearance, Ayesha opened up about feeling insecure in her marriage. She talked about how women constantly throw themselves at Steph, which makes sense. He's Steph freaking Curry, one of the biggest names in basketball. But then she said something that made jaws drop across the internet. Ayesha admitted,
Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, But me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're
like
not looking.
what
You're not
like
looking.
because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
And the internet went absolutely nuclear. Memes flooded Twitter within hours. People were saying, wait, you're married to Steph Curry. You have a beautiful family. You're successful in your own right. And you're complaining about not getting attention from other men? Memes of this are hilarious. I mean, Ayesha Curry walks past a group of guys on the street. Guys, don't catcall. Ayesha.
What the is wrong with you?
Ayesha Curry walks past. Nobody. Ayesha, I just want to be noticed. Steph.
She is very gorgeous to me.
Even Steph Curry's mom, Sonia, who is sitting right there during the interview, told Ayesha that her way of thinking could get real dangerous. That's your husband's mother essentially warning you on national television that what you're saying could lead down a bad path. Ayesha later defended herself on Instagram, saying she was just being vulnerable and honest, and that if her comments help another woman feel less alone, then the backlash was worth it. Steph also supported her publicly, writing on Instagram, "Proud of you for being authentic and putting yourself out there, not being afraid of the potential and nonsense that could and did come at you." But here's the thing, a lot of people didn't see it as vulnerability. They saw it as someone who had everything most people dream of, a loving, faithful husband who's one of the greatest basketball players ever, financial security, a beautiful family, and she was publicly saying she wished other men would give her attention.
I mean, I think everybody want attention. I don't see how she can say she want other men to give her attention or wish she had that, but like, I don't know. She kind of sound like she want to be able to deny it. Like, oh yeah, men want me, but I'm staying with you. Like, I don't know if it's to put it over Steph Curry's head, but just to have it in her head. Oh yeah, I can have all these dudes, but I'm staying with Steph Curry. Like, I don't know, because maybe Steph Curry think like that, but we don't know. But also, I don't see how she can say that, wishing she had men, gasping and awing at her. And she don't put herself out there. Not saying she should, but she don't put herself out there as a sex appeal. You get what I'm saying? Like, when we look at Megan, I stay using that damn girl. Okay, Cardi B, because goddamn, if I use that goddamn girl, Megan Thee Stallion again. Cardi B, this woman, she was married to, I think they were married, if I'm not mistaken. They were Steph Curry. Cardi B was married to Offset, and so she still kind of was a symbol of sex appeal, but mostly only because back in the day she used to be a dancer and stuff like that. So, but even going on, even in her songs, because I mean, Ayesha Curry don't rap, so she can't really say maybe what she want to say or to make herself sound like a sex appeal. But in Cardi B songs, she's constantly talking about how she ride the junk. I think she made WAP, wet P, wet AP with Megan Thee Stallion, and this lady still comes up. She made that song, I think, while she was married to Offset. So like, or at least with Offset or whatever. So like, of course you still gonna get appeal if you're doing stuff like that and still married. So you still gonna have like, people looking at you. When you just Ayesha Curry and you, I don't know, you're not really on the internet, exposing your body or saying crazy stuff like that. Cause I mean, I don't follow her, but I don't see people clipping her either. So about crazy stuff she said, other than her bashing like her marriage, about how she wished she was the sexiest lady alive, or men was looking at her like a goddamn piece of meat. But yeah, so like, it kind of don't really make sense how you could even think that. I see how she could think that, but at the same time, it's not even in the right to think that when you're not even putting yourself out there as a type of appeal like that, nor should you, because you're married. But I don't know, maybe y'all get what I'm saying.
Didn't sit right with a lot of folks. The thing that started all of this was a hilarious tweet in 2016. I mean, we're going back to the NBA Finals when the Cleveland Cavaliers were facing off against the Golden State Warriors. If you guys missed our NBA 10 years ago video, I'll leave it in the end screen because it's one of our best videos on this channel that we do each and every year. But during Game 6, the Warriors were up 3-2 in the series. One went away from back-to-back championships, but the game didn't go their way. Steph fouled out in the fourth quarter and was ejected after throwing his mouthpiece into the crowd. The Warriors ended up losing 115-101, forcing a Game 7. Right after the game, while emotions were running high, Ayesha took to Twitter and posted this: I've lost all respect. Sorry. This is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. Sorry. Yeah, she essentially accused the entire NBA of rigging the finals on Twitter for everyone to see. The tweet went viral instantly, and it put Steph in an incredibly awkward position during one of the most important legacy-defining moments of his career. Here's his wife publicly claiming that the league he plays for, the league that has made them both incredibly wealthy and famous, is rigged. Sports analysts had a field day. Some like Brian Windhorst and Stephen A. Smith suggested that maybe Steph should take away Ayesha's Twitter access.
Hold on. Take away her access because she was defending him. I can see what they're saying, like, don't bash the NBA, but at the same time, when she's saying this, I don't know how much she know about the NBA, even with her husband being in the NBA. You'd be surprised how much men do, and they kids and they wives don't really know exactly what they do. Like some Jeff Bezos type shit. I mean, he's not married anymore, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't in the office all the time looking at every program or system he was using, talking about, oh yeah, just in awe of what he was doing. Like, she was like, nigga, give me these Birkin bags and these goddamn Rolls Royces, and you go and do your Amazon shit. So I don't really know, but to me, it just seemed like she was defending her husband. I don't see what's wrong with that, but all right.
Deleted the tweet and apologized, saying she tweeted in the heat of the moment because the call was uncalled for. She later told People magazine that I was just a fan in that moment, so I didn't think about the ramifications. I regret the way that I voiced how hurt I was. Steph's response? He joked that he might have to cut off the Wi-Fi at home. Now, here's where we need to be completely fair and provide some context. It's easy to take a look at all these moments and paint Ayesha Curry as a villain who's constantly embarrassing her husband. But the reality is more complicated than that. She's a human being who's been living in the spotlight for over a decade, married to one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Every word she says gets analyzed by millions of people, and that's not easy. In her recent Call Her Daddy interview, when you listen to the full context, she wasn't saying she regrets her life or her family. She was talking about how her identity shifted rapidly from being a career-focused young woman to being a wife and mother before she even had time to process what she wanted. She said she loves being a mom, but also loves doing other things, and she's trying to find that balance. That's actually a pretty relatable struggle for women. But here's the disconnect, and this is what frustrates so many people. Ayesha isn't just any woman trying to balance career and family. She's married to a man who's worth an estimated $240 million, has won 4 NBA championships, is a 2-time MVP, and is widely considered the greatest shooter in basketball history. Steph Curry has achieved things that less than 1% of 1% of people will ever achieve. And through that partnership, Ayesha Curry has built an impressive career with an estimated net worth of $50 million. Yeah, that's right. Ayesha Curry isn't necessarily just sitting home waiting for Steph Curry to come home and playing housewife all day. She's launched multiple restaurants, including International Smoke with chef Michael Mina. She's had her own Food Network shows. She's published multiple best-selling cookbooks. She's launched Sweet July, a lifestyle brand that includes a magazine, cafes, a skincare line, and retail stores.
All this she's saying, I bet in her head asking for attention is because more than half of this is based off her last name, Curry. At least that's what I think. Now, it could be off her beauty too, because she is a beautiful woman, but at the same time, sorry, you're married to Curry. And I mean, I guess you could kind of say she put herself out there, which is very good, because like you said, she's a mother and she like to do other things. Because LeBron's wife could be doing the same. I don't even know LeBron's wife name. Like I said, nor should I know her name. But I think that's what's in Ayesha Curry's head, that she's Steph Curry's wife and her last name is Curry, and she get a lot of this stuff from having his last name and being associated with him. So that could be going through her mind and stuff like that. At least that's what I think. What you think, Sim? Looking at, he ain't here.
CoverGirl spokesperson in 2017, becoming the first spokesperson for the brand who wasn't an actress or singer. Together with Steph, she co-founded the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, which fights childhood hunger and improves education. So when she makes these comments about giving up her career for Steph, a lot of people think, wait a minute, what career did you actually give up? She moved to LA at 18 to pursue acting, landing parts in shows like Hannah Montana and small films. She met Steph when she was 14 14 and he was 15 at a church youth group in Charlotte. They reconnected years later and got married in 2011 when she was 22. So when you take a look at her major career success, the cooking shows, the restaurants, the books, all of it all came after marrying Steph, not before. In fact, it's fair to argue that being Steph Curry's wife significantly amplified her platform and her opportunities. That's not to diminish
Like I was saying, but I'm gonna let him keep going.
her accomplishments. She's clearly talented, hardworking, and has built genuine businesses. But the timing matters. Her fame and her opportunities grew alongside Steph's success with the Warriors. They got married in 2011, the same year that Steph was entering his third NBA season. The Warriors won their first championship in 2015. Ayesha's first cookbook came out in 2016. Her Food Network show premiered in 2016. Sweet July launched in 2020. Do you see the pattern here? This is why so many people get frustrated when she makes these comments. Millions of women around the world actually do sacrifice their careers to support their families. They work jobs they don't love to pay the bills. They put their dreams on hold indefinitely. They don't have the financial security or the platform that Ayesha has. So when someone in her position talks about sacrifice, it comes across as tone deaf, even if that's not the intention. Let's flip the script for a second because there's another side to this conversation. Being married to someone as famous as Steph Curry comes with its own unique challenges. Every move you make gets scrutinized. You can't have a bad day in public. You can't make an offhand comment without it becoming a news story. Your kids grow up in the spotlight. I mean, do you remember 10 years ago when Riley Curley famously went viral during Steph Curry's post-game interviews? I mean, it was the cutest thing we've ever seen.
Be quiet.
You know, he plays well, and obviously he did that for his
I mean, this family is exposed to a level of publicity that people aren't used to, and it can get really difficult to get used to. You have to deal with constant comparisons, constant criticism, constant judgment, and that takes a mental toll. In the recent interview, Ayesha also talked about how Steph doesn't always understand her perspective on criticism and media attention.
He tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true, so why are you? And I'm
Exactly. He's thinking logically like a man. And she studied like, they keep criticizing me. Like, nigga, just walk off, turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Now you won't feel criticized, but he won't never get it because he think it's too logical in a sense. So just turn off the internet. Don't look at the critics. Don't look at the magazines. If people even looking at magazines anymore. And she just like, what? I have to go out and I have to blah, blah, blah. And I like, what? But I don't know. Maybe that's just a woman's mind.
like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel.
That's actually a pretty common dynamic in relationships. One person is more affected by outside opinions than the other, and sometimes ladies just want men to listen and not necessarily fix the problem. So
I heard this before, and I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean, that could go the same for men. Some niggas be like, bro, this girl she keep blah, blah, blah. She keep doing this, she keep doing that. The goddamn dog outside keep barking. It's like, bro, why don't you just, sell the dog to a Chinese shop?
What?
Nah, I'm just playing. That was just a joke. But, like I said with the girl, oh, bro, this girl, she keep doing this, she keep doing that, bro. Man, I'm about to leave her, bro. And everybody in the car, I didn't even put the setting together, but now they in the car, but everybody in the car like, yeah, leave her. But man, I love this girl. They be like, they just want to talk. Motherfucker just want to talk. So yeah, this is a common thing, not just with women, but I guess it's mostly common with women.
question becomes, should we give Ayesha grace for being honest about her feelings, even if those feelings might come across as privilege to people in different circumstances? Or should we hold her to a higher standard of awareness about how her words might land, given her platform and her position? Here's my take. Both things can be true. Ayesha can legitimately feel the way she feels about her identity and her career trajectory, and those feelings are valid even if it's very difficult for us to understand them. Mental and emotional struggles don't discriminate based on wealth or status. At the same time, time, when you have a platform as large as hers and the level of success that came as a result of that platform, there's a responsibility to consider how your words might be received, especially when you're talking about sacrifices that most people would consider as blessings. The pattern with Ayesha is that she values authenticity and speaking her truth, which is admirable in many ways, but there's a difference between being authentic and lacking self-awareness. The ring incident, the male attention comments, the rigged NBA tweet, and now these recent remarks about giving up her career as an actress. Each individual incident might be defensible in isolation, but when you look at all of them together, it paints a picture of someone who might not fully grasp how fortunate their situation is, or at least struggles to communicate the appreciation publicly. And that's what frustrates people. It's not that Ayesha can't have feelings or struggles, it's that those struggles are happening in the context of a life that billions of people would trade places with in a heartbeat. She's married to a loyal, faithful, incredibly successful man who publicly adores her and their children. She has financial—
This nigga done used the same fucking clips like 30 times. I just noticed that while looking at this and listening to his fucking voice.
Security that most people can't even imagine. She has a platform to build businesses and brands. She has access to opportunities that aren't available to regular people. And yet, the narrative often seems to focus on what she's missing rather than what she has. Compare that to how other NBA wives handle the spotlight. Savannah James, LeBron's wife, has been with him since high school and has largely stayed out of controversy while still building her own brand and charitable efforts.
Exactly. That's what I was just saying earlier. Like, I didn't even know her name was Savannah until, well, I think I probably heard it like once or twice, but I didn't even know about this lady or know her name until like just now, for real. It's like she just stay out the spotlight, but we're gonna let him explain why. I don't know.
LeBron publicly, but doesn't make headlines for questionable comments about their marriage. That's the standard that people compare Ayesha to, fairly or unfairly. Now, it's worth noting that some people defended Ayesha, saying her comments were taken out of context and that she was just sharing her truth. One fan commented, "I feel like this is being taken out of context. She's talking about how she was focused on her career when she was a child/teenager moving to LA to be an actress. After she started to date Steph, everything changed." That's fair, context matters. But here's the thing, when you've built a track record of controversial comments, people are less likely to give you the benefit of the doubt. That's just reality. If this was the first time Ayesha had said something that rubbed people the wrong way, it would blow over quickly. But because it's part of a pattern, people are more critical. The broader conversation here is really about gratitude, perspective, and privilege. It's about understanding that having struggles doesn't mean you can't also recognize how blessed you are. Both things can coexist. You can feel unfulfilled in certain areas of your life while also being deeply grateful for what you have. The key is finding that balance and how you communicate those feelings, especially to a public audience. Steph has handled this whole situation with incredible grace, by the way. When Killer Mike made that comment about Ayesha embarrassing him, Steph defended his wife publicly and essentially told people to mind their business. That's what a supportive partner does. He's also consistently praised Ayesha over the years, calling her his best friend and celebrating their partnership. Whatever issues they might work through privately, he has her back publicly, and that's commendable. At the end of the day, the situation raises important questions about wealth, privilege, perspective, and how we communicate our struggles. Ayesha Curry is not a villain. She's a successful businesswoman, a mother of 4, and someone who's trying to navigate life in an extraordinary spotlight. But she's also someone who needs to be more mindful about how her words land in a world where most people are dealing with real, daily struggles without a fraction of the resources or support system that she has. The frustration people feel isn't about denying Ayesha the right to have feelings or struggles, it's about wanting her to recognize, out loud and clearly, just how fortunate she is before talking about sacrifice. It's about wanting gratitude to be louder than complaints when you're living a life that most people can only dream about. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you think Ayesha was out of line? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Yes. Wow, this was not even an eye-opening video. I mean, he basically just he's saying everything everybody else probably are already saying, is that she can talk like this, but she embarrassing Curry, but people need to stay out of their business, but your business on the internet, but she's allowed to have these feelings, but you putting your feelings out there so people can judge. Like, you get what I'm that sounded crazy. You get what I'm getting at. So yeah, I mean, I don't even want to say be like LeBron's wife. I would never say that. Everybody should be their own person, but it's always good to take notes, because like I said, didn't even know who the hell Savannah James was until now. And they say he says she's still making businesses to this day. She still got her own stuff going on and everything. So, but we don't know how she is, like how she feel about their marriage and stuff like that. She might have went through some of the same problems as Ayesha Curry, but she decided not to go on the internet. I don't know if she's older than Ayesha Curry, so maybe that's just not even in her to do that and stuff like that. Maybe she talked to her girls like that, but I think you should probably do that rather than have this track record. Like he said, if she only said this one time, it's like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna get married, or oh yeah, I didn't know I was gonna get married this fast. I was trying to be a business girl. If this one time and she never said it again, like, you know, seeing what the backlash would do, yeah, it will blow over. We never hear about it again. You know, maybe some people might bring it up once in a while, but and everything. But yeah, it would just blow over. But she has a track record of saying this type of stuff, and then Curry coming out talking about, I don't even want to bring Curry into this because, like he said, he just defended his wife. But Curry, just like Savannah James, just staying out the spotlight. When it comes to basketball, he just talk about basketball. Sometimes I guess he talk about his marriage and stuff like that, but he never go and say nothing crazy. He just keep it on the light side, keep it good in public. Whatever goes on at home stays at home, like it should be. But Ayesha, she putting herself, making herself vulnerable out there, like she can. She's human. She's able to do those things, but you got to know what comes with it when you do that stuff. Even if you are famous, you got to know the bigger you get, the bigger the responsibility. And I don't know if she will ever come to terms with that and know that's how it will be, because she keep doing it. Like he said, it's a pattern and stuff like that. So we'll never know. Hopefully, I mean, they still married, at least as we know. We don't know what an update will be in 2 weeks or even tomorrow after this video comes out and everything. But yeah, that's been the video, man. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments and everything, and tell me what y'all think. But I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all might say the same thing. I love to hear a women's perspective and stuff like that, because I know how dudes think. I got a bunch of dude friends. I got a girl that's a friend too, but you know, I mean, I want to hear more women's thoughts. But that's gonna be the video for today. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the video, comment that you like the video, and if you like the video, subscribe, because we're gonna have way more interesting topics to talk about like this in the future. And better yet, we have even funnier reactions on topics just like this in this video. We got my brother on for the first time, but hopefully we get my brother in some more videos and stuff like that. But yeah, in this video we had some funny things to say about this situation, and also some great takes and interesting takes on the situation also. But yeah, y'all gonna look at that video, and we'll see. Hopefully Sim is in the next video and stuff like that. The S of the L. I'm just the fucking L in here. Sorry, you only get the L today. But yeah, hopefully y'all come around for the next one. But with all that being said, I'll see you next time, hopefully. Peace.